Hey people, in this video, I'm going to talk about logical operators. Logical operators. So what do you mean by logical operators? We have a few keywords which comes under logical operator category. Those keywords are nothing but A and D and or NOT not. So these three are nothing but logical operators. So I'll be explaining each of these categories, what they are exactly mean by, and then we'll be jumping back to this hands-on session in our workbench. So what is meant by this AND category? Basically, AND is nothing but this and that. Like it, this particular keyword that is AND usually prefers to have everything. When I say everything, imagine we have the numbers. Imagine, uh, imagine, for example, let's explain this in terms of cricket. So we have this Mitchell Stark, and we also have Pat Cummins. Okay. Imagine we have an IPL team. Here we have an IPL team. And imagine if this team wants to purchase, like they have an option of purchasing two amazing bowlers. Okay. Then what do? Usually? They have, they still have a chance of buying Stark as well as Pat Cummins. So they need both because their bowling team is very weak. So if they purchase Stark and Pat Cummins, then their bowling team would definitely be stronger. So this IPL team will use and keyword to purchase Mitchell Stark and Patrick Cummins because they need both. So if they need both, they have to use and keyword. So in the same way, we have 2, 3, 6, and so on. Okay. Then what we have to do? We have to use, imagine we have a condition like we need to use 2 and 3. We need both. Then we have to use this particular command, that is 2 and 3. Okay. Likewise. So basically, and is nothing but this and that. And what is meant by this or? Let's consider this example. We have 2, 3, and 6. And I need any of this, like whether it is 2 or whether I should go with 3 or whether I should go with 6, anything is okay for me. Any number is actually okay for me. In this case, if any number is okay for me, then I should have to use or either this or that or this. No matter which number I should choose, but it's okay for me. In this case, I have to use or. What basically this or does is it picks up any number. If any condition is satisfied, then it would uh, choose that number. For example, we have a dice. Okay, this is a dice. Okay, now I have rolled this dice and I have just thrown this dice. Now I have got a number, this dice value as 3. Perfect. I have got 3, right? So out of 2, 3, and 6, I have got the value as 3. Then this OR keyword picks up this particular value, that is 3. So basically, no matter if I roll this dice again and I have, this time I have got my value as 6. This time I have got my value as 6. Doesn't matter if the value is 6, which is nothing but if this particular value is present in 3 of these values, then definitely our OR is going to pick this up. And basically, I mean to say is, and is nothing but it needs everything like this and that, this thing. Or is nothing but anything is fine. Anything is fine. No problem, not a problem. Anything that you mention is fine. Not. Not is nothing but don't want anything. I'm just writing their natures here. When you say and, you have to know what is the nature of it. Then only you will be able to use it in your queries. When I say or, you have to know the nature of this or. Same goes with not also. So basically, and is nothing but it accepts everything in the condition. Okay. It accepts everything in the condition. Or is, I'll write it in the separate line here. So basically, and it needs everything in the condition. Okay. And we have or it needs anything. It needs anything. Anything is okay for it. Whether it may be two or three or six, any one single thing is okay for it. But for this thing, it needs all. Like it needs two, it needs three, and it needs six. All the things that is available in this thing. It needs everything. Okay. But this thing, either two or three or six is fine for this thing, which is mentioned in the condition. But for not, it doesn't need anything. Does not need, it doesn't need the thing in the condition. This is just a theoretical concept. I hope you have understood it. If not, let's just jump into this keyword. I mean, workbench part. Then only you'll be able to understand it right way. Okay. So just show tables. We are in the employees, like in a database, we only have employees table. So I'm going to use, so I'm just going to select all the contents of employees, control enter. Now we have got the entire data from this table. Now we can do some operations on it. Okay, so first let's try out and condition. So what I would like to say is basically, okay, so I need, uh, okay, so I need an employee. I need an employee whose manager ID equal to 20 as well as his department ID equal to 50. Okay. I need to use this particular condition. Like my manager ID should be 20 and my department ID should be 50. With this thing, I want to try out things. But how can I try out? See here, I'm just going to use select star from employees. I have to use where condition here. Where, what is the thing that I have to mention? I need to mention this manager ID. So where manager underscore ID equal to 20, and I have to use this and keyword because I need both the conditions to be true. Like I need this 20, I need this 20 as well as I need this 50 also. Department ID is also should be 50. So for that reason, what am I doing is I'm just mentioning department underscore ID equal to 50. Okay. So I have mentioned here select star from employees where manager ID is equal to 20. I have used and keyword and the department ID should be 50. Now if I press Control Enter, see here, I have got two employee names, that is Aman and Lakshman, whose manager ID is 20 as well as department ID is 50. So this is the use case of this operator, that is AND operator, nothing but logical operator. Okay, I'm just erasing this thing. Okay, so this is the use case of AND operator. Now I'm going to show you OR. Okay, uh, so this time let's have a look at our table first. So let's start from employees. So we have this thing. Now to use OR, I'm going to select with, okay. So I need my manager ID, either my manager ID should be 80 or my department ID should be 70. Either is fine. Either this or that. Anything is fine for me. Then how to do that? Select star from employees where manager underscore ID equal to 80. I mean to say, I need my manager ID should be ID or the department ID should be 70. Either is fine. If this condition satisfies, I'm okay with this, or if this condition satisfies, I'm okay with this. If both the conditions satisfies also, I'm okay with this thing. Okay. So anything is fine for me. So I'm actually saying, so my manager ID should be 80 and department ID should be 70. Let's have a look at. If I press Control Enter, now we have got all the manager IDs that are 80 and all the department IDs that are 70. Okay. So I have got total of 5 rows. So there are 5 employees whose manager ID is 80 or department ID is 70. So in this case, we can use OR. OR is nothing but anything is fine. Okay, I'll show you another example. Okay. Okay. So I'm just doing this select from employees where post underscore name like capital A and modulus or post name like capital B and modulus. I mean to say, I want to extract all the employees whose first name should either be starting with capital A and having any number of characters in their name, and or my first name should start with either B. If it starts either with A or B, both the ways are fine for me. So for that reason, anything, if you feel anything is fine for you, you have to use this or keyword. Okay. Those who have not watched my like operator videos, they have to watch this, then only you will be able to understand, because I'm not going to explain uh, the use case of this like operator here, because that's a pattern match and I have already explained. That is already included in this complete MySQL playlist series. If you can go through that, you would definitely be understanding. Okay. Now I'm just pressing Control Enter. See here, I have got all the first names either with capital A or with capital B. See, there are only names either starting with capital B or capital A. There is not even a single name other than from A and B, because I have only mentioned A or B in my condition. Other than that, there is not even a single name starting with any other character like C or D or anything. All the names are started with either A or B. That's it. Okay. So this is the use case for OR. Now I'm going to show you the use case for NOT. But how do we use this not? Not is nothing but whatever we say, it exactly does the opposite of it. For example, you say just just come to this class, and not will behave as it just goes out of this class. So that's what I mean to say is it's quite opposite to the condition that you have passed. For example, imagine first let's check what are the contents. Okay, so we have this thing. Okay. Now I need all the employees, but not starting with capital A. Okay. I need all the employee names, but I don't want any employee name whose name is starting with capital A. Okay. So the use case here is fetch all employees whose name is not starting with capital A. Okay, this is the problem statement. Like I have to fetch all the employees whose name is not starting with A. So except A, I have to pick all the employee names. In that case, I want to select star from employees. I have to mention where condition here, where first underscore name like capital A and modulus. If you press Control Enter, what happens? It will give you the employees starting with employee names starting with capital A. But this is not we want, right? We need all the employees whose name is not starting with A. So when I say not starting with, here we have to use some keyword that is not. So we are saying I need employees whose name doesn't start with the capital A. Then if we press Control Enter, we have got all the first names except starting with capital A. See, here we have first name starting from B, starting with C, and many other names. See, all the names are started with A. All the names are started with B, C, D, E, G, H, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, Y. So all the names are there except A, because here I have restricted the employee names starting with capital A. So this is the use case of not. I'm going to show you another example so that it would be crystal clear. So I need all the employees where first name like here keep not. I don't want any employees starting with capital C modulus. Okay. Just for the example purpose, I have used this like operator. Instead of like operator, you can use whatever you want. For example, first let me try out this thing. After that, I'll be explaining the other ways. For example, see, I don't want any employee name starting with capital C. Okay. And if I press Control Enter, see, I have got all the names. See, I have got all the names, but not starting with C. See, I have names are starting with B and finally D. There is no C here. Between B and D, there is no C because I have restricted here. Okay. Okay. So this using of like operator is one such way, and you can also use another way to deploy this not. For example, select star from employees where manager ID equal to 80. Okay. So you are saying I need all the employees whose manager ID is equal to 80. Okay. But if we want to use not, like I don't want employees whose manager ID is equal to 80. For example, this is the use case. Uh, Fetch employees whose manager ID is not equal to 80. So this is the use case. We need to fetch all the employees whose manager ID is not equal to 80. Here we are fetching all the employees whose manager ID is equal to 80. To execute the question, to answer this particular question, we have to mention not, where not manager ID is equal to 80. If we press Control Enter, see we have got all the manager IDs here. See, writing starting from the 1, 7 and all, but we don't have any manager ID that is equal to 80 here. See here, after 40, I have sorted this column in an ascending order. See, it is starting from 1. After 1, the manager ID is 7. After that, 20 and 40 and again 60. After 60, there is no 80 here because I have restricted 80. Now the manager ID is directly coming as 111, like 111, because I said don't include manager ID is equal to 80 because I have used this keyword that is not, for which it is restricting the manager ID is equal to 80. So in this way, you can use not operator as well. So these are the use cases for and, or, and not. That is nothing but the logical operators. So in the next video, I'll be explaining the complete concept of relational operators as well as the hands-on part. Just save this playlist for the future videos as a reference. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.